Hey everyone. Right, well, I've been doing a couple of readings for people on here, which you might have seen. Now, I was just going to read out one of the cards because it's just great advice anyway. This isn't a reading for anyone, it's just a general piece of advice. Now, first of all, I mentioned in my last video, my last reading, about a card that's baby steps. Now, this is it. I do have another one as well, which I shall read out in a minute. But I'll read out the baby steps one first. Glasses, Kaz. Here we go. Right, baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. You are being called to take grounded action in response to your soul's calling. To start where you are and begin building in a consistent way. So many people stop themselves from living a soul-led life because they are waiting to know the destination before taking the first steps. But intuition doesn't work like that. Our soul is always calling us every moment of every day. The way to find yourself living in harmony with the cosmos is to listen to your soul's baby calls and whispers each and every day, and to take grounded action in the direction of those calls and whispers. Now, you know deep down what your soul wants. You know when something doesn't feel comfortable, doesn't sit right with you. That's your intuition telling you no, you shouldn't be going down that road. Your soul will call out to you what you want to do, the stuff that you enjoy doing. You know, the stuff that brings you life. The stuff that makes you feel good. I just had a ding dong on my phone. That's a bit of confirmation there. It's about stepping back and living your own life for you, not for everybody else. And this is where this card comes into play after this. It is about listening to your own, what your heart's desires are, and taking action towards that. If you're in a toxic relationship and you want to get out, get out. It might take a little while. Make a plan of action to get away, and to find time for yourself and to be by yourself and to learn who you are. It's like everybody has these big plans. Oh, I want this, I want a massive house, I want money coming in left, right and centre and whatnot, which we all do, we'd all love that. But then it can be overwhelming, just, oh, well, I need to do this and I need to do that, and it can be very overwhelming for people, me myself, and especially when you don't really know which direction you're going in. But just a little baby steps each and every day, especially when you've got mental health problems, just like I've said before in some of my other videos, just getting out of bed, waking up and getting out of bed, it can be a struggle for some people. I've been in that position, I didn't want to wake up, I just slept and slept and slept and slept and slept, to get up, go for a pee, maybe have something to eat and go back to sleep, and that's not life. But celebrate your little baby steps too, and celebrate getting up and just going to the toilet and making something to eat. Yes, I've managed to get up and actually get some food down my neck. Or, even if, you get panic attacks going outside, but you manage to go outside, even if it's just into your garden, and come straight back in, you've achieved that. And it's all about little baby steps and not feeling overwhelmed about the big picture. So I'll carry on this. Where did I get to? You are being encouraged to start small, bite-sized, to put one foot in front of the other, to do one thing every day, to break things down into achievable tasks. Time on Earth goes slower than on other planets. This may cause frustration for starseeds, who can expect a faster pace of manifestation and thus give up before the seeds begin to sprout. If you resonate with that, It's time to opt for consistency over urgency. Time to take baby steps in the direction of your calling. To remember that you do not need to have it all figured out, or even know exactly where the path is leading, where the path is leading you. You don't have to know every single step along the way. Before you set out on your greatest journey, you need to take the next step. And usually the first step is the biggest. But once you take that first step, especially for healing, it can be a snowball effect, but a good one. And another thing, if you're not quite sure what direction to go in, and you do take baby steps in whatever direction, if it doesn't feel good, the direction you're going, if it's not making you happy, then it's not the right place to be going. If you're taking baby steps and it's making you feel better, if it makes you feel happy, then there we go. That is the direction that you need to be going in. If it makes you happy, keep going. If it doesn't make you happy, then stop. Take stock. Why isn't it making me happy? What's wrong? What's the problem? Is it me or is it everything else? Take a good hard look of how you're moving forward and what's stopping you from moving forward. But baby steps all the way. It takes a little baby months to learn to walk, to read, or to talk. And as you get older, it takes time to read and learn things. And especially when you've been sort of like in a toxic, abusive relationship, family, you have all those preconditioned things in your brain that you need to unlearn and relearn about yourself, really. Because it's like me, I've had so many people tell me that I'm a horrible person, that I'm a liar, that I'm a thief, that I'm a cheat, that I'm this, that and the other, and you take it on board and you do start believing it. But it's just their way of controlling you. And deep down in your soul, you know who you are. You know that you're a good person. And sometimes just writing it all out, everything you're good at, all your core values, writing it all down so it's there in front of your face, it helps just to put things into perspective. So this is where this card comes in now. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path, be the leader you wished you had. Right, I'll just find that. Turn that down. It's my upbeat music. I did have some nice chilly stuff on, but it's finished. Right, I've lost where I am. Where am I? Oh, oopsie. Camera. It doesn't let me read it. There we are. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path. You'll likely not even take the first step. Don't let small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up to feel ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other and figure it out as they go along. They don't wait for someone to lead them, they lead themselves. Now this is something I've had to do, I've waited around for people, I've waited around for this, that and the other, waited for my life to get better. And it just wasn't, and I had to be the one to stand up and to move forward. Nobody else is going to do it for me, especially with the people around me that I had at the time, they wanted me to stay where I was, under their foot, basically, listening to their lies and their versions of how I should live my life and how life is, It was a completely fucked up version, believe me. But yeah, I had to take control and I had to lead. I had to lead myself. Lead myself into a new way of thinking about myself. And it's even with this channel, I'll carry on reading because I think it does fit in quite well with what I've been doing with this channel. So here we go. This card is for leaders. You're here to you're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all those who also feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. This is what I'm doing, about the abuse, and how it affects people, mentally and physically. I mean, we all know what my channel's about, and yeah, it does fit in quite well. Make your own path. I've been putting my perspective out there, and it's amazing how many people actually relate to it. And it gives me validation that the way I think is correct. It's not just me that's been through those sorts of things. It's a hell of a lot of people. So many people out there that are going through abusive relationships, whether it be family, friends, partners, work colleagues, it doesn't matter, they all have that negative impact on you. And when you stand up and tell them that you're not going to take it anymore, and you speak up against all these atrocities, people start listening because they can relate to it. And I know it's horrible that people have been through the same sort of thing as me, even worse in some cases. It's horrible, but it is good to know that there are people out there that can relate to what I am going through, and I can relate to what they're going through, and I can offer support as much as I can through my own learning and moving forward in my own life. When I first started this YouTube channel, I didn't even think that anybody would be interested in it. Maybe my friends, close friends, and my daughter and her friends maybe, but I didn't think the world would pay attention. But yeah, there's so many of us out there that have gone through the same sort of things, and that are suffering the same sort of mental illnesses and setbacks and problems. So yeah, just speaking out against these people, these atrocities, and even for people that haven't been through it, that can understand, that it's such an amazing thing to have people comment so lovingly, and such supportive people out there on all this. I mean, obviously I've had the bad ones, but it's a certain type of person, really, isn't it? We have the toxic people that don't want their stuff being exposed, and then we have the ignorant people that don't really know what it's like to be abused, and they can't see the trauma behind the person. Like I've spoken in other videos, you can see trauma sufferers, they have a certain response to other people. Whether it be watching it on the telly, whether it be online, or whether it be in the vicinity around you, you've got your triggers, post-traumatic stress disorder, and these things will trigger you. But yeah, there's people that don't even know about that can't even accept that. So the more that we speak up against it, and the more people that there are backing us up, the word's going to get out there, and it's starting to. I mean, I'm trying my best, and I know that there's a lot of other people out there that are doing the same, and it's about time that this happened. Very much so. Anyway, I shall carry on with this. If no one's speaking out about the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. There is no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experiences. Don't look at those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter, for your son. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who will follow you. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish that you had? I wish that I had a supportive family. I mean, I know I did in certain aspects with my dad and a couple of my aunties and uncles. But the rest, they wanted to keep me down. But yeah, surround yourself with people that will influence you in a good way. The people that won't influence you, they shouldn't be in your life. They're just going to cause you harm and harm and harm over and over again. And the more harm that they cause you, the more it affects your own brain. the more your stress hormones are being produced, the more your brain shuts down. So this is why I constantly go on about staying away from toxic people, toxic influences, social medias. You know, as much as I like social media and being on social media, it does have a toxic side as well. It can cause a lot of insecurities in people, misinformed information, and you know, you constantly see war and famine and all the atrocities that's going on in the world right now. And this is why we need to change our leaders from the toxic ones to a more empathetic sort of thinking people, for this world to move forward and to get better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I just thought I'd share just a couple of cards out of my Starseed deck. They are very, very, very informative, just for your own sort of growth. You know, even if you don't think it relates to you, you know, pass on the information to someone that you might think might benefit from it, you know. It's all these little sort of like little sayings and things that actually do work and help us to move forward. So I shall leave that video there and upload it. Thank you everybody for watching, subscribing, liking and sharing. And all your beautiful comments, all your support that you're giving each other and you're giving to me. And I'm sure that you're passing it on in your own lives as well, and that's the thing we need to do. Keep it going. Forge a new way of thinking, a new way of being, so this world can be a better place. But like I say, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you again. Bye bye everyone.